check it. Let's do this. 10 reps. Oh, it's heavy. I heard someone. Well, there's people walking around, like on tour. It's kind of scary, not gonna lie. Let's put my stuff here just in case they work out. Just in case they're weird and they work out like me at 10 or 11, 15 p.m. right now. I have this like, I don't know if I told you, but I went to high school. One of my high schools was in the United States, in Georgia, Atlanta, for my senior year actually. And the next year was, okay, so those job fairs, right? They usually have military recruitment there, and the recruiters are super convincing, like ridiculously convincing. I'm gonna crank this set out. Hold on. Let's go to some ASMR. Anyway, I was like, I knew I was going to university, so I was speaking to the recruiter, and the recruiter was like, yeah, there's a bill, I think it's called a GI Bill, where they pay for your school. So I knew I was going to go to university, and I didn't come up from like a rich like family, so that would help, you know. I was like, okay, and they were super convincing, and I remember the guy, like we were just standing there, side by side, looking at the crowd, and he was like, the only thing is that the government will require, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years after from you, and like if there's a war, we'll go to war, right? And he looks at me, he's like, because back then, like, there was no war, it was very peaceful, and he looks at me, and like wars were like World War II, you know, like Saving Private Ryan type of stuff, you know, like Black Hawk Down, or I don't know Black Hawk Down, but Saving Private Ryan, you know, storming beaches. He looks at me, he goes, there's not gonna be a war, like come on now. I signed up, I enlisted. I don't know what it was, I think it was for Marines. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was for Marines, because my church fellowship had a Marine in it, and he was like, dude was squared away, stud, built, jacked, and just like on it for everything, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I enlisted, and like I'm a Canadian citizen, okay guys? I was only there for like that year, just to move down with my parents for that year, because they got recruited for like a good job. Hold on. Done. Yeah, so I moved back up. I had to do one more year in Canada because like the schooling and everything was messed up. my credits and everything. Anyway, it didn't matter. And during that year, freaking 9/11 happened. Dude, I enlisted. So they called my parents. They're like, so your son enlisted? And my mom was like, what? No way. He's not even a US citizen. He's Canadian. And you know what the recruiter said on the phone? It's like, don't worry, we'll take care of that for him. Yo, that was like, that's so gangster. That was back then. I was in the States for 9/11, by the way. It's insane. Like, I've never witnessed a country so patriot. Like, I felt like proud, you know? I was Canadian, but I was like living in there. I felt like I wanted to go to war, you know? And then it was kind of like a crap show, like a month after 9/11. But during that month, it was legit. It was legit. All right, so some time left. I'm gonna do some jacked. I'm gonna get jacked on. I'm gonna do 2 triceps and 1 bicep. What tries do I wanna do? What tries do I wanna do? 2 tries, 1 bi. Yo, this bar sucks. Why is it so rough, man? My virgin hands, man. Oh, it's so much smoother. Six sets. 6 reps. All right, press down, 110. Press down, 110. One. Oh. Press down, 110. 6 reps. Where are those people? Yo, I swear I saw people. Oh yeah, they're here. Freaking scary, right? Yo, it's like two old ladies dressed in black like me. What the bro? Scary, right? Scary. I think I'm doing biceps next. Medium. Kind of buys. Medium. 10. Cable curls. Oh yeah. All right. $12, 11. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I did 40s, but I'm doing 10, maybe 30 or 20, 20s. 10 good reps. It's kind of light. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of light. Yesterday I did, or 2 days ago I did 40 pounds. It was 20. I think I do 30s because it's on a cable. No, it's just keep it at 20. Gotta stay the course. Stay on schedule. Stay the course. Oh, I feel it. Someone buys. One more set. Yo, I feel this. I feel this. Just looking at myself in the mirror, checking myself out. Cause why not? Jacked arms, right? I need the jacked arms. So I can look good in those tight skin, Under Armour, fitness clothing, you know? Like those guys you see on the ads, those football players. How do they even look like that? Like, it doesn't make sense. Yo, when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, the high school, I was in the suburbs. I don't want to pinpoint exactly. Actually, I can. Where did I live? I was in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Like beside Gwinnett. Dude, that high school was massive. Massive. It was like a culture shock, right? My grade 11 in Canada, I was in a high school with like 80% Asian kids, born in Canada, speak English like me. And then when I was in the US for high school, there was like 3% Asian, okay? You can count on 2 hands, or maybe 4 hands, no, maybe 6 hands. There's a little bit more than that, but you get my point. I went from like the majority to the minority. I felt like an outcast. However, people were the nicest people that I met. Like that southern hospitality that they have. I went from like being a cool kid to being like a nobody. It was weird and cool all in one year. Longest year of my life. I met some really good people. Got some really good friends still. I'm gonna do 15. There's a light. Since like I wasn't tatted up like this. I had small tattoos, but I didn't have like big tattoos, you know. There was a ton of gangs in the high school. The jocks, the cheerleaders, the drama club. The dynamic is weird. It's totally different from Canada's high school. I wasn't picked on. I don't think I was never picked on in United States, in the States. In Canada, I was. I have a story about that too. I guess I'll tell that later. In US, it was like, I was like a nobody. I think I built enough good karma in Canada, in the high school, to kind of get a pass all through all through that year. Like I remember I had like no friends. I'd come home, I had nothing to do but homework. I did it. I mean, like I killed school. I did well in school. Because, you know, I had nothing else to do. Like no friends. I had a few friends, but "15 reps. All right, do some flies. Flies. That was what was that? Let's see. Buys. What did I do for buys? Oh, cable. Like 20. Cable. Single. Cable. All right, flies. Do some flies. 5 reps. Heavy flies. I don't even know what heavy flies are. 5 reps. What's heavy? Flies are hard. Like 15? Right. It's not really heavy. Whatever. We'll do 20s next. Little jacked arms. Yes, I was never picked on in the States, which is cool. I made really good friends. I have this one good friend. She's now Like I moved back to Canada after senior year. I didn't graduate because they made me do some more courses. I had to catch up some more courses. I was like, screw that, I'm going back to Canada. Went back to Canada, finished off those courses in Canada. But anyway, I moved back to Canada after high school. I left one of my good friends. She ended up moving to Montreal, which is pretty cool. A lot of good friends, actually. Oh, wait. Why is one lighter and one heavier? Oh, 25-20? Like, bro. Oh, okay, that's heavy. 20 is heavy. 20. 20 is heavy. Write that down. 20. I'm done after this. I'm pooped. I am pooped. Yeah, I didn't party at all in grade 12. I didn't go out. My parents were like, you need to go out. You need to go out. Enjoy your childhood. I was like, why? I have no friends. You know, I was going out a lot in grade 11. How many sets did I do? 2? 3? This is the third one? All right, third one. Oh, well, it's heavy. I'm gonna do one more set. And I'm done. I'm done. I remember like in grade 12, I would just stay home from school. I would just, in front of my parents, I'm not going to school today. And they're like, yeah, it's cool, just take a day off. I think they saw that I was kind of stressed out, you know? Or just not myself or something, I don't even know. But it was quiet. My grade 12 year was quiet. And now that I think back, like I long for those days, quiet days. Like I miss those days. So when you have a quiet day, those are one of the best days that you can have. That's it, I'm done. Poor form, quick reps, 0 eccentric, 11:45, done. Tomorrow is gonna be a jacked day where I'm just doing jacked workouts just to get jacked. Has nothing to do with anything but aesthetics, hypertrophy, and just to look good. And then I'm gonna have 2 days that are pure for sport to mend everything together, because my primary sport is jiu-jitsu and I don't want to be like clunky and like a robot. So till tomorrow, 10 p.m. See you then. Peace.